Good afternoon. This is Pastor Karl with your weekly update for St. Peter's United Methodist Church. Today is Friday, November the 20th. Tomorrow morning from 10 to noon, St. Peter's is holding a food drive here at the church out in the front parking lot. This will be to benefit Martha's Mission here in Carteret County. So bring your non-perishables and help feed the hungry in our community. Of course, this Sunday, we invite you to worship with us in the sanctuary at 8:30 or 11 o'clock, or you can join us online if you choose to worship from home. Sunday afternoon, we invite you to come and sing with us on the lawn at a special service at 3 p.m. This will be next to the back parking lot. We invite you to bring your mask or face covering, bring a lawn chair, and join us as we raise our voices together and make a joyful noise. If you are on Facebook, you know that Facebook periodically will remind you of something you posted years prior on a particular date. Well, I had one of those notices come up this week, and it said 8 years ago today, I had posted the following. It said, hypothetical theological pondering. If I were to learn that I had cancer, could I be thankful that I had cancer? Probably not. But could I be thankful in the midst of having cancer? Yes. As a Christian, being thankful is about remembering that Jesus died for my sins and remembering that what he did is bigger than any circumstance, good or bad, that I could ever face. And that's what I had to say 8 years ago this week. And then a year ago, this coming Tuesday, I began my chemo and radiation treatments for cancer. When this hypothetical situation suddenly became a reality, my faith was put to the test. There were days of such deep darkness along that journey that not even the love of God seemed to matter to me anymore. But Joshua chapter 1 verse 9 says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened or dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." No, God never abandoned me. Most of that journey, he carried me, as did countless others through their prayers and their compassion. And for that, I was thankful. You know, when life is good and the hypotheticals are just that, a hypothetical what if type situation, it's easy to say that our faith will remain strong. But when our world unexpectedly crashes down around us, we may not feel that we have the strength to hold on to what we claim to believe. And I think that's when we realize that faith, that is believing in God, faith is not something we do, but faith is a gift from God that creates a relationship between us and him. Faith is a gift from God that grows out of that relationship that he has created between us and him. God keeps our faith intact when circumstances cause us to fear that we have lost it. How many times have we ever heard the phrase, let go and let God? As human beings, we tend to be stubborn in our need to work things out for ourselves. We tend to be stubborn in our need to be in control and do what we can. But sometimes, like for me during my cancer, chemo, and radiation dance, sometimes we cannot do anything. Accepting that we are totally helpless puts our ego completely aside. And that is when we finally turn everything over to God. In the midst of my cancer struggle, I never chose not to have faith. I just had those moments where I couldn't put forth any effort into keeping it going because all my strength, physical strength, emotional strength, spiritual strength, all that strength was gone, completely gone. I had nothing left to give. I'll tell you, throwing up all day tends to leave you empty in more ways than one. And we're all going to have times like that. And such are the times that we need to remember these words from a song many of us heard as a child. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Wonderful doctors and nurses carried me through the physical battle and helped fight the cancer that invaded my body. God, in His love, carried me through the spiritual battle and fought the doubt that invaded my soul. So I wonder, what is testing your faith right now? What is putting your faith to the test? Is it the pandemic? Is it the holidays that are coming up and wondering how we're going to do those holidays in the midst of COVID-19? Or maybe your faith is being tested because you're having to face your first holiday season since the death of a loved one. Maybe you're being tested right now by sickness. Maybe it's a family situation. Maybe it's a financial crisis. I don't know what you're struggling with, but I can tell you that we are all going to face struggles in life. And some of them are going to be greater than anything we could ever imagine. And when insurmountable, overwhelming challenges hit you, there's no longer any hypothetical, it's only reality. And sometimes that reality can make your walk of faith very difficult. I know, as do many of you. And so this day, my prayer for each of you is that when reality is too much for you to bear, God will make His presence known to you. God knows that sometimes we don't have the strength to keep going, and that's okay, because His strength is always sufficient to carry you through your weakness. And in any circumstance, that is a reason for us to be thankful. Remember, as always, I am praying for you.